is work on your mental. If you're not 100 up here, it will affect what becomes of your business and what happens, what you're able to do. Number 2 is set up structures. I think that's something I have been intentional in doing. So like think of the process from ordering to how it gets to the customer.
What's up, wanabiashara? Karibuni sana to Doing It Afraid KE. This is a safe space for entrepreneurs where we get to learn from each other, listen to each other's stories, seek inspiration, and have fun while at it. On today's episode, we have an amazing guest with us today. She is an influencer, a content creator, and a businesswoman. Recently joined the business
The
game.
world.
Yes. Karibu sana.
Tricky.
Introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Wanjiru. I'm so happy to be here. My first podcast away from the Psycho podcast, so it's very what do I say? It's very special to me.
Oh,
Very
wow.
special to me. So yeah, I'm a digital content creator, recently turned businesswoman. Yeah, and that's just me in a nutshell.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Thank you.
I'm so excited for this one.
Me too.
So, Wanjiru will be taking us through her journey in content creation
Yes.
and in business. So she'll tell us about mostly the business aspect of content creation. So maybe you can tell us how your journey has been, how you grew up, and what you aspired to be during that time.
All right. I feel like because we've recorded this before, I feel like, okay, now what did I say? Let me get back to it. All right.
Freestyle.
Yeah, freestyle. So, grew up my childhood, a little bit about my childhood. Grew up between Kiambu and Nairobi. I don't know if I qualify for a 90s baby, but maybe I do. Now, what does a 90s baby mean? Like you were born in the 90s?
During the 90s, yeah.
Born or brought up? Okay, so maybe
Born
I'm
and brought up.
maybe I'm a mix of both then.
Yeah.
90s and 2000. I don't know. So yeah. Grew up in a very functional, loving home, 2 parents, loving sisters. We're very tight till today. Went to school between the 2 counties. So double between Kiambu and Nairobi. University KU. Shout out. The ghetto years. And then ended up doing economics and finance. And yeah, and everything has led up to this person that I am today.
Wanjiru.
Yeah.
The Wanjiru.
Yeah, every decision, every school, yeah, everything has just led up to who I am today. Yeah.
Wonderful. So was there something in specific you wanted to pursue when you were younger?
I knew for sure I wanted to be in the corporate world and be CEO. That's all I wanted to do. I found them so interesting and like boss ladies, you know, those kinds of people. That's who I wanted to be. So even I think immediately after high school, I wanted to go to Strathmore, wear the suits, and then because at that time I think Strathmore was, I don't know if they're still very particular about how you dress. They are?
Yeah, they still
okay,
are.
they still are. So I really wanted that corporate chic kind of girl, but then I grew older and wiser and I realized that's not what I wanted for myself. And in my own way, I think I've morphed into being that person that I wanted to be, only not in the way I had imagined it, but in more ways than not, I have become that. Yeah.
Wow.
Because if you look at it, I am a C. You still are. It's just that I'm not in the financial world. My company is not multinational yet. Yes. So in a way, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, wonderful. So when did the content creation begin? You can take us throughout that journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it started in 2015. I remember that was the year I was graduating. Crap, I shouldn't have said it now. I look old. No, but I was with an almost 40-year-old yesterday, so I'm not so old. I started in 2015. I was straight out of graduating. I was finding my space. I don't know if every graduate maybe has gone through that, where you're graduating and you don't know exactly what you want to do. So do you deep dive into the career world? If you do, where do you start applying for jobs? So I think for me, and then it was in campus that I'd really, really developed my love for clothes, style. I had even tried to sell some shoes here and there. You remember there was a time viatu za kitenge zilikuwa zimeshika. I mean, the only one who, there was a time like viatu za kitenge. So I remember we used to make them here at Kenyatta Market. Then we sell them with my then partner. No, it's the wisest decision, but hey. But so so I think I just discovered my love for fashion and I really wanted to explore it. At the time, blogs are very big, but I'm not the best writer. I can't commit to writing. So the next natural progression for me was video blogging, because I just started watching Kina Patricia Bright and I was like, oh, this is really fun. I can combine my love for fashion and I was seeing like they were doing it full time. So I was like very curious to understand, what does full time mean, and so full time, how does it make money? How does it make financial sense? Because I come from a family where it must make financial sense. So I think then now that's when I started exploring the idea. Posted my first video in 2015. It didn't make sense then, so I applied. I looked for a job, hated it. 3 months in, I quit, and then decided, you know what, I'm just going to follow my heart. I remember my mom is the one who sent me a video by Steve Harvey, and it was a video about jumping, and it was said like, if God has placed it in your heart and you are convicted, then you have to take a leap of faith and jump. And I think after I watched that video, I decided, you know what, it's time to quit that job, which I hated.
Okay.
This was I must insist that I hated that job. That was in 2015. I hadn't graduated.
Oh, so this was after you had started your channel?
I just uploaded like one video. So I was like, let me balance both. Because even I knew that the channel needed financial investment. So I needed to find a way. And my parents, bless their hearts, were supportive with only the basics. So they were like, we're going to, not that they were not able to, but I think they wanted to teach me the value of working. Because I think that's the one thing, I think I'd shared that with somebody, that all through my life, I know that for me, because of what my parents instilled, for me to get anything, then I must work for it. So if I want a nice dress, I must work for it, because they never give it. They would never give us, well, they would, but it would be like 200 or 1,000 to like shop for clothes, shoes, everything. And I'm just like, okay, that's not how the economy works. It's more expensive than this. So I had to find extra money. And that's when I think the value of work was instilled in me. So it was just my first video. So I was just trying to balance. I hadn't even graduated, because I remember that was around September. And I just finished my coursework in August, waiting to graduate in December. Yeah. That's me in a nutshell. Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
You literally took the leap of faith.
Kabisa.
Yeah.
But in retrospect, I think I'll reference my family a lot, but I think in retrospect, a lot of our family members are like that. Because even if you look at the natural progression my parents took, they quit their careers to do something else. My sister, the same way. Like, it's always been just... So I think it's something maybe in the genes. I don't know. I don't know.
And a lot of influence.
Yeah, a lot of
from
influence.
your
Yeah,
parents.
maybe.
Wow. So how was it now in the beginning? When did it turn into the Wanjiru Njiru now? Yeah.
I think I can't really pinpoint a moment where I remember it. It made sense. But I think what I remember vividly was my first corporate client, and I think they paid me 45K.
Wow, your first client.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was 15K per post, I remember, if I can say that. But it was, I think I was even in bed. I was so disappointed because it wasn't making financial sense. I think I'd just quit my job. So kina mama like, so what's up, baby boo? Where are you going with this? And I think I remember getting it and I jumped out of bed and I was so excited. That brand will always have a special place in my heart because they took a chance on me when nobody else did. So I think then after I got that email asking that this is our budget and this is how much we'd like to pay you, I think that's when for me it started looking like, and 45K was a good amount of money at that time. And I was like, okay, this does make financial sense. So I just need to structure it so that it can make sense. Yeah.
Okay. So did the brand approach you, or you had tried approaching them?
I had tried sending emails, but this particular brand, the first one approached me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How is that for you, by the way? How is the marketing experience for you?
It was, at first it was nerve-wracking because I keep saying this, and I think if for the people who have followed my journey, I always say that I think the work of content creation, for me at least, has been a lot of internal work. So it's not really sending the email, but it's really believing in myself enough to send that email and not feeling like, oh, maybe they won't pick me, so I shouldn't send that email. And I think at first it was really, really difficult because you don't feel deserving of it. And I think it's natural, or there's a connection. If you don't see it, if you don't see yourself in that position, you won't get it.
You won't get it, yeah.
So I think for me, I struggled a lot with believing enough in myself enough to believe my craft deserved it, my channel deserved it, and I deserved it as a person. So I think that's now, once I started intentionally working on that, it became easier to do it. Because I think sending the email or sending the proposal is just one. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, coming up with a proposal and the structure of it, but what's even harder is believing that I deserve it enough to ask for it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is very powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what has been your highlight so far in your career? Because this is a whole career now.
Yeah.
What has been your highlights?
I think, to be honest with you, I think my highlight has been to start Maua, because I always wanted to have something of my own. And so for me to finally see Maua come to birth, I think that has been the highlight. And I mean, working with all the other brands, the videos that I've been able to put out, everyone, the community that I've been able to build around Wanjiru Njiru has been great. But I think seeing Maua has been a pat on my back, like, hey, okay, you can do it. Yeah, you're not all that bad. Yeah.
Now that you've mentioned Maua, give us the tea. When did Maua start? When did the idea become? When did you start thinking about it?
I think, as I've told you, I think right when I was a kid, I always knew I wanted something of my own. But I really didn't know it would be in the clothing business. But I think after, and even as I've told you, in university, I used to sell shoes, vitenge. So I always knew I loved fashion. So when I started to think, which was like a couple of years ago, how can I translate that love of fashion? I thought it would be through my content, but after you start doing a lot of that, you realize I want to do more. I want to spread the love more. And I think for me, the natural progression then became Maua. And that's now a couple of years. No, now like last year when I was going over, when we were locked up, you're trying to think about where is your life going? What is, if the world ended today, next? What would become of my life? What would they say? I think then that's when I made the active decision to act on that idea. So I just now decided, let's put it into actualization. Yeah.
So, and
last year,
in terms of capital, how was that for you?
I saved up everything. I started small, very, very small. My first collection was, we started with 5 pieces and kidogo of each. But it was all my savings. I'd really worked on my savings, and I didn't know what I wanted to do with those savings. I thought it was to buy a new car, or it was to do or invest in land, and all those things are great. But I figured let me start something that will bring me, that I can be able to grow and grow and grow. And I think now Maua. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. How has the journey been so far? What do you think?
I'm just like business people. No, you guys don't give anyone warnings about how to. I mean, the first collection did amazing, but the second one has been a bit of a challenge. I think we underestimated, but I think it's the kind of a challenge that makes you feel bad on one day, and then on the next day you're excited because you're like, oh, this presents a new challenge. How can we improve our sales and marketing? So now I'm doing courses. I'm like, okay, maybe we should do a giveaway, which we're going to be doing. Okay, maybe we should do discounts, do a major sale. I think on one day it's like oosh, up and down. So one day you're excited about all the possibilities and how you can bring yourself out of this, like you're more solution oriented. And then other days you're just like, I hate it here, let's just close this business, it's disgusting, it's tedious, I'm out. Yeah.
And it's okay.
And it's okay.
Normal.
Yeah, it's normal.
So very
thanks. Okay. I thought I was the only one.
No, it's very normal.
Yeah.
Someone mentioned that you have those sessions where you hate your business, you hate it
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
hate it.
Like you can't
You
even
want
be bothered
nothing to do
with
with it.
it. Yeah.
Then tomorrow you're like, my baby.
Yeah, we could do so much more. I can't wait to see you grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that you're very solution oriented.
Yeah.
So that's such
That's a good
nice,
thing.
very
Okay, okay.
very nice
Okay.
attitude. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in terms of finances, because I know that's such a challenge, how do you handle finances? Actually, before we even go to that, how did you come up with your pricing?
So luckily I have a friend of mine who is in finance and accounting, a very dear close friend of mine. And she's the one now we sat down together and she was like, okay, this is how you price your items, this is how you get your profit margin, you need to account for everything. So that's what we did. But there was also influence from the market prices of certain things like tops, like dresses. You don't want to go over and beyond what the market price is so that you make your product so inaccessible. And then I also had to consider, because I knew for a fact when I launched Maua, my first clients would be Wanjiru Njiru's audience, because they would be buying because maybe they the community, the Wanjiru Njiru community. So before Maua is able to build its own community maybe away from me, so I had to take that into consideration. Okay, no, maybe my first audience will be people who follow me. What age group are they in? What do they like to do? And what could they easily afford without breaking the bank? So all those factors played a role in determining what the price would be.
That's a very informed decision. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
And in terms of now the finances, now money has started streaming into Maua.
Yeah.
So how do you handle that?
So luckily for me right now, and it's my friend who, the one who helped me with pricing, who was like, Maua will not pay you as Wanjiru for a period of time. So before we started, so I knew right off the bat, this money is not mine. I know it's for the business. So I think in that sense, it prepared me in a sense, knowing that I do not own, or I shouldn't expect Maua to give me as Wanjiru, or even the money that I've put in, I wouldn't be able to return it almost immediately. So I shouldn't be too quick to expect. So from then on, it became easier because now I managed my own expectations, because I feel like maybe that's where the challenge comes in, where you feel like as the owner, then let me start earning now. Okay. And maybe it works for some people because maybe your business is able to make money quick. But for me, it became very important for me to reinvest back into the business. So that's what we've been doing. So all the money went back into just reinvesting. And I think it's going to be that way for a while. And I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. You have a lot of information. So
You think so?
Yeah.
And it's just been like 2 months.
I guess you have good people around you as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's very wise. And I agree. Business can never pay you in the beginning.
Yeah.
Honestly, once.
How long does it take?
Akuna timelines.
In a different too.
One day you look at your books and be like, it's time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just hope I get there soon.
You will.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in terms of now your marketing, how do you approach your marketing? What are the strategies you use at the moment?
Right now, let me tell you, marketing is a work in progress, because I always, and I said this, I think I was doing a Maua live and I told guys, like, for me, I thought like I knew social media because I've been in the content creation business and I've earned money from it. So it shouldn't be so hard doing it for Maua, but it's a whole different ball game when it came to Maua. So for me, marketing has been a work in progress right now. Majorly, we're focusing on social media. So just strategies here and there to boost, because most of our clients are on social media. So to boost our sales on social media. So right now we're just focusing on social media, learning. For me, I'm just learning. I'm taking courses. I'm just like, I just want to learn. I don't want too much in life. I just want to learn. So I think marketing for us has been a work in progress. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, you are taking very calculated moves.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you stay up at night and you're like, Sani ni unadu wewe? Like, do you even know what you're doing? At some of us
just started
Really?
blindly.
Yeah.
No classes, no advice from whoever. You just wake up, you have an idea and you actualize it. Yeah, you're like, I'll figure it out.
But you know, something else about me is I worked in the logistics business for like a year. In 2018, majority 2017 and all of 2018, I worked in logistics. in a food delivery business. So I think I really understood how to work, and that job was not, I kind of felt bad every day because it's not like what I wanted to do. But now in retrospect, it's led up to here because now I know how to deal with customers, because I used to deal with customers. I was in like customer operations and something. So I used to know how to deal with customers, to respond to messages, to deal with bad clients. Though Maua, we don't have bad clients yet, and I hope we never get them. So I got to learn even delivery business, like how to coordinate with riders, how to do da. So I think that has led up to now. It's easier now to manage Maua because I've been in the logistics and the operations. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. That gave you some upper hand.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So and so far in content creation and now Maua, I know you've had some really challenging moments.
Yeah.
I know kuna saa zingine you're just like, I'm done.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about some of the challenges you've experienced so far.
Actually, going back to what I was telling you, I think the biggest challenges have been me. Because I believe not my mental health, but my attitude has never been the most positive. So maybe towards Maua, I would look at, and it's what we were talking about before we started about having a positive attitude. So like me, if I face a challenge, my first reaction is to say, oh my God, this business is failing. Like, I don't even know what to do, or like nobody likes my content. So, and I'm a strong believer, like if you're not 100 up here, it will reflect in your work, in what you put out, in everything. So I think my biggest challenge has been overcoming the thoughts here and being very, very intentional, because I believe like if I beat it here, then I can, even though tunacheleweshwa na so many things, like production is delaying, or we're not getting the right fabric, or content haitokei vile unataka, if you have the right attitude, it becomes easier to navigate that space. So I think my biggest challenge has been overcoming my thoughts. Yeah.
The fact that you know that, just beyond.
It's like
amazing.
Honesty with yourself, so that you're able.
So you can at least even know where to start. And how to approach whatever is happening.
So I'm trying to pace my mind. So let me just think about like, where do I want to be in the next 1 year? So for now, because we outsource production, I want to bring it in-house. So I think that's my immediate goal right now. That's what I'm working towards. Really just setting up a website, and also now just moving, sort of like having a production facility that I am able to control how quickly we are able to churn out new items. Yeah. So that's my immediate goal. Yeah.
All the best.
Thank you. I need that.
You're onto something amazing.
Thank you.
Your dresses and all the clothes at Maua are really amazing.
Thank you.
I actually have one Maua piece. I wish ningeva leo.
I know.
But then my mom took it. She inherited it automatically. Yeah, I think I'll send her a picture. Yeah. And I know we have people listening who want to start businesses, especially maybe in the clothing industry or any other business, content creation.
Yeah.
What word do you have for them? What would you tell this person?
2 things, consistent with what I've been saying throughout this podcast, is work on your mental. If you're not 100 up here, it will affect what becomes of your business and what happens. What you're able to do. Number 2 is set up structures. I think that's something I have been intentional in doing. So like, think of the process from ordering to how it gets to the customer. So think about how will they order, how will they be talked to once they order, how quickly will they receive their order, how are they going to be talked to once they receive their order, if there's an issue, who do they escalate it to. So set up those structures that are able to, especially the customer experience, which was very, very big for us at Maua. Like, we took a lot of time to figure out, okay, so customer ki-order, even ndio ata-order, even ndio ataongeleshwa ki-order, even ndio, like all those steps. Think about them and set up those necessary structures. I think they really account to the bigger picture, or to the success of your business. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you, Wanjiru, so much.
Thank you
for gracing us with your presence today. I've learned a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I know everyone, if you don't know Wanjiru,
You be sleeping on me. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
But just for those ones who've not followed you,
Yeah.
how can they find you? How can they find Maua?
Yeah. So Instagram, which is my major platform, Wanjiru Njiru, and also on YouTube for me, Wanjiru Njiru. For Maua, we're on Instagram when at Maua. So that's where you'll find us. We will soon have a website, inshallah. So that is also something that we're working on currently. So yeah, that's where you can find us. And please order. Thank you. Subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
you.
Wanjiru. You can also find us on Doing It Afraid KE on Instagram, Facebook, and all other platforms. And on all streaming platforms, you can still find us on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast. Peace.
Thank you.